Get Haunted and Get Haunted Midwest. We don't just put on events, we give you an experience. Grab the gear, master the methods, use the tools the professionals use to bridge the gap. From the Estes method to traditional seances, you aren't just watching the investigation, you're part of it.
Repeat peanut butter.
Capture the evidence, hear the voices, experience the history firsthand. Every event is structured so you rotate through the most active spots, learning from the best. The spirits are waiting. Secure your tickets now at extremeticketing.com. Ready to join the hunt? Here's where we'll be. Join Get Haunted and Get Haunted Midwest at these historic locations. Tickets for all events are available now at extremeticketing.com. Don't be left in the dark.
Hello, everyone. How are we all doing tonight? Make sure my mic is working as it should. Testing, testing. Cool, cool, cool. We're good, we're good, we're good. Wait for people to get in here. How is everyone? Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. How's everyone doing tonight? Sarah, how's it going? Sorry for the delay. Turns out that my earphones rely on one battery, but they charge separately. So one was completely dead. I had no idea. So we got another one tonight. But how's it going, my friend? How's it going? TikTok, how's it going? How's it going? So tonight, what are we thinking about? What's on the plate? I don't know. See, what we've done is earthbound existentialism, how spirits move, and I think that was only the two of them, right? Or was there three? Let me check my notes. I think there was only two so far, right? Yeah. August 9th was how spirits move, and then last weekend was earthbound existentialism. So there was a whole conversation for last. Well, yeah. I think we started out. We started out as I think. Fuck. You took the pictures in Messenger. Yeah, we started out as earthbound. We started out as how do spirits change from orbs and light to masses to walls? Like, what's the process of them changing? And that evolved into the experience on Earth as a whole. So, yeah. TikTok, how are we doing? If you're new here, we do a live interactive theorizing. Any question that you have, any theory you want to break down. I realize Facebook and YouTube you only see half my face. Sorry about that. Um, Anything that you want to talk about, theorize or break down, let me know. Any large question, any specific question, anything at all. But yeah. Uh, what did we talk about this week? Because I'm bad at thinking about where to start. But once I'm started, then I'm like, you can let me go. But Earthbound. How about if we discuss if we believe in how many lives? How does that account for the spirits we know? Okay, so sorry, my brain. Hello, Rob. How's it going? Anyway, um, hello, Robert. Sorry, there was a guy in the comments that was being weird. Anyway, um, um, if we live multiple lives, then how do we account for ghosts? Okay, that phrasing makes a lot more sense in my head. I don't know why the first thing you said confused me. I couldn't tell you, but that makes sense. All right, cool. So let's run off that. How do I? Nope. There we go. All right. If we live multiple lives, then how do we account for ghosts? Well, let's do that. And then see where it takes us. Marker. That might help. T TikTok, how we feeling? So what we're starting with is, if we live multiple lives, then how do we account for ghosts? Good question. One that I'm gonna need some help on. I need to move this. Give me 1 second. Because that cord's caught on something. I just realized that. You can probably see my light shifting, but oh well. I thought I just the hell. Come on now. Sorry about this. Just realized that cord was being weird. And I do not want to step on that wrong and yank that out. Okay. If we have multiple lives, then how do we count for ghosts? Cool. Okay. Sarah, Robert, do not fear. I will not fall, and if I fall, screw it. All right. Uh, if we live multiple lives, how do we account for ghosts? All right. Now let me hop off this chair without breaking an arm. Okay. Cool. Put this back over here. So the first thing that came to my mind when thinking about this was, I don't know why, but limbo. What if during limbo Not during limbo, sorry. If we live multiple lives, how do we account for ghosts? What if the ghost that we're seeing is someone in transition to another life? I'm not sure if that would technically be limbo or not, but that's the first thing that came to my mind. Uh, TikTok, you got any comments yet? Nope. Okay, all good. Thank you all so much for joining. I appreciate you all. Uh, Mr. Roberto, why can't each life have its own ghost? That is very true. Well, yeah, I still have this. Okay, cool. Um, can you guys can see this over here, right? You guys can see the whole board. I probably can move this up a little bit. It'd be fine. Move this light up. Sorry, every time I end stream, I gotta break all this down. So like the set's never the same every time. Okay, better. Okay, I probably can wrap that a bit larger. So give me a second. I understand you guys can't see the top of the board, so if you need a reminder of what the conversation's about, then just let me know. But why can't each life have its own ghost? Okay. Can each life have its own ghost? All right. I want to go back to this now. Can each life have its own ghost? Like Sarah, you say, hell, hell. Oh, shit. Or is the story we tell of each I don't know why I'm having a hard time speaking. Don't say the intrusive thought that's coming to your joke, Rob. Um, or is the story we tell of each person the only ghost that exists? And whenever we tell a story, do you think that story of that said person or that said life manifests the energy in which it's related to? Stories. I can't write to save my life. My God, I don't know if I'm tired or what's going on. I need to freaking do something. Take a deep breath. Okay. Stories we tell of each person is the ghost. Tell of each person is the ghost. I'm gonna put a down arrow, a sub thought. Manifestation. And to everyone on TikTok, if you see me saying or reading something and I'm not writing it down or looking at you, I'm reading off of Facebook and YouTube. So if you want to hop over here to join the conversation, you're more than welcome to. If not, you can stay here on TikTok and I'll read off just the same. Just be sure to type comments. do whatever you want to be a part of it, or you can just watch and enjoy the party. Either way, thank you for being here. Um, but if we can manifest a good day, why not the possibility of manifesting someone we love? Exactly, exactly, and that builds off what we just said. So, and is it a literal ghost or the ghost we need? What do you mean by that? Wait, is it a literal ghost or the ghost we need? Wouldn't that in a certain way be the same thing? Or no? Because unless you mean the ghost we need in the non-literal sense. Okay, hop on here and yeah, because Sarah and Rob, your insight's so intrinsic that typing like it in full in a post, unless it's like an actual like full length post, typing it in like a comment, I guess I should say, is sometimes can be difficult in a good way because like you have all these intrinsic building thoughts that the comments can only let you put so much in, and it's hard to read sometimes because I want to get the full extent of what you mean, but it's like in the sentence. But so uh, well, on TikTok here, I'm gonna start reading off everyone who joins as much as I can. If I miss your name because I am doing something else, I do apologize. I will do the best that I can. Just in the meantime, I do want to read the chats of who joins, and so I can get back a little bit as long as your name's not weird. Um, but MSP Noah, are you from like MSP from Missouri State Penitentiary? If so, awesome. If not, awesome. Mandy, thank you. Rena Boxing, thank you. Aziz, thank you. Mando, Zaire, and some of these names I can't read because they're just like numbers and letters, and I stutter too bad. So I do apologize to all the users out there that are just insert user than a lot of numbers. But anyway, thank you all for joining. Heather, thank you. Um, you just I do need to set up a calling number. Two things about that though, which aren't bad. I've never done that to any extent, so I would need to know the process. Your help, or I could figure it out either way. And does StreamYard even allow a calling number? Like by allow a calling number, I mean like does StreamYard allow like someone to call in through like a built-in channel, or would someone just need to call my phone number and then I just hold the phone up to the mic and do that? I've never done that, so that would be a new process to me. The Sarah is in here. I'm not sure if she's gonna turn on her camera or not. Either way, we will have her voice. Um,
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You're kind of quiet.
Am I quiet? Okay.
Oh, there. Okay, there you go.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know what
Um,
changed. Maybe the audio got caught up or something. But, okay.
yeah, myself because I am sick.
Okay.
Um, so yes, and I agree. It's trying to type in these thoughts that enter your head. It's hard to get them across in just a few words and then to catch up because there is a delay.
Yeah.
So it is hard. Um, okay, so when I mean like, is it a literal ghost or a ghost we need? You know, so many times we talk about perception is reality, right? And so do we need this presence to be there, right? Do we need it
Right.
so badly that we create it? Or is it something actually that manifests? Does it matter? It's kind of like a placebo, right? Like,
Oh.
do
Okay.
you did the medicine make you feel better, or do you just think it made you feel better? Either way, you feel better. Does that make sense?
Let me see if I'm, and this is just an example of what you're saying, but let me see if I'm reading this right. A
Mhm.
literal ghost is like what you see, like an apparition or something, right? But a ghost that we need is like whenever someone is going through like a rough time with remembering like a family member that passed, and they see a butterfly land on their nose, and they think that's their passed away mom or their sister or something.
Right. I mean, and maybe it's not even an apparition that you see. I mean, is there, here's the thing, we've never truly proven, there's no solid proof,
Yeah,
right, that the other side exists. However, we have our beliefs, and is our belief enough? It's kind of like saying, right, we've never seen God, but we believe we see God in everything.
I see what you're saying now. Oh, okay. My brain was almost there, and you just caught me up. All right, yeah, yeah. Okay. So literal ghosts, the ghosts we need. I see where you're going with that. Yeah, sadly, I'm not sure how many characters are allowed in the comment, but that would have been hard to put into a comment. Okay, cool. Okay. If you want to stay on audio, you can, but if you want to hop off, because I'm sure you're healing up, either way is fine. I'm not sure what your plan was, but okay. So, okay, stories you let people tell in person. Minutes. Okay, I'll read that over here. So. Also, I know it's no secret, and everybody knows this. So just for like confirmation, you give the best like theories to break down, and not only that, but the way you break them, it's like you already know what you're gonna say when you give it, and I
Mhm.
love it.
I don't. It's just I just have so much in my head that I want to share with everybody. And not even share because I have answers, because I want to know if anybody else is thinking these things. Like, when we talk about, or you hear people who are deeply faithful or religious who speak about miracles, right?
Right.
Is it that the actual thing they're describing as the miracle, is that what's actually appeared, or is it just the need for such a miracle is, man, when I say manifest, I'm like, how much does our belief truly carry us through this stuff, right? We see it every day when we talk about, belief in haunted objects or belief in a haunted location, or, right, like people truly put a lot of weight on that.
Right.
And is it, is it truly haunted, or is that belief so deep that we're manifesting experiences to make sense to your belief? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so I
Yeah.
often wonder, like, let me go back to what I kind of said at the very beginning here. Oh, Sam Gloves. Is that who you were talking about earlier?
Sam Gloves was
Yeah, he's been on before. He's been on before. he's
okay.
he's a, he's a real person.
Okay,
Um,
just what
yeah,
he was spamming seemed odd, so
I know. Sam, if you're still here, hello. He is a
sorry
he
about
is a
that.
real person. Um,
Okay, cool.
yeah, I think this is why we have such disagreements about paranormal, because belief, and wherever that belief came from, religion, culture, traditions, right? Those are so deeply personal. We fight for those, right? But what is the real possibility here? What are we really looking at?
I love that.
You need to get other people in here as well. Yeah, kind of, Rob, it is kind of that. Here, I'll help you with the egregore.
What,
Yeah.
okay, the last time I heard of an egregore was in a video game. I don't, and so like, what is an egregore?
It's the creation, it's the mind's creation of right, the manifestation of something that you
Oh,
create,
okay,
right?
Gotcha.
You know,
Okay.
you can have, you know, is that what prayer creates, right? Is that really what we're dealing with? And wouldn't that be something if we talk this into existence, but they're not truly existing on their own?
That kind of reminds me of the idea of like like a folk tales or like
Mhm,
a Slender Man. How
mhm,
like they started out as like a creepy pasta, a creepy story that someone created like out of their random mind. It was a random story, but
mhm,
then
mhm,
so many crevices on the internet, so many kids and teenagers, and sometimes
mhm,
even adults manifested, spoke, threw so much information about it onto the internet that movies were made. There's conspiracies about it now. It wasn't. It's
mhm,
not. It's no longer just a fictional story. It's like the
mhm.
idea of it is real, and there is no. For the most part online, the idea of Slenderman is no longer a guaranteed fictional story from someone's mind. It's what if, and
Right, kind of like Dear David,
yeah, yeah,
right? Like you get enough people to believe, and if you look at where we are, and especially now with the open lines of social media, right? Look at how easy it is for anybody to tell a story on social media, and just the mere belief turns the story into something real, real enough, right?
yeah,
And then people, they live it, right? They begin to live the experience itself.
yeah.
But
Hello.
could you imagine if what we deal with is the manifestation of generations of stories and belief enough, right? And I don't know why this is a hard jump for people, because religion itself is a blind belief.
Yeah. My brain tried to say hot take, but my brain like glitched for a second. That's why I went silent. But hot take, but no, you're right. Hopefully, my mom's not watching this, or she's gonna hate me. But but
Well, and
anyway,
it, but does it get you through life? And that's another story, right? So why would we need to create negative experiences? That's right. Why
but
just 10?
yeah, why 10? What happened? What happened at 9? I'm kidding. I don't know. But yeah,
Where is
there.
everybody tonight? We need I would love to have,
Yeah.
and here's the thing, I'm not, as you know, I'm not married to any of this. This is, you know, anybody and anything. I love where it could all go. I just wanted to throw something out
Oh
for
yeah.
you.
I'm glad you did, or else I'd be sitting still in the water and talking to TikTok. Which TikTok, I don't get me wrong, I fucking love you guys, but yeah. uh, but yeah, yeah, which I'm not hating on. I'm sure everyone has lives and stuff. But yeah, we usually have like 10, 20 people in here. I'm not sure. Maybe I do need to go back to 2 p.m. or something. I don't know. But then again, we did this at 5 last weekend, and there was a lot of people here, so I'm not too sure. But
Yeah, I don't know. So, I mean, you know, where do we go from belief? Here's wreaking havoc. Hey, so that, okay, so let's see. So then
okay,
the question is the world messed up because we poked at the paranormal instead of praying for our own egregore? You know what? So let's go with that because I love this.
okay.
This is amazing right here. Um,
I'm sorry.
stop, Rob. Um,
Okay.
so I love this, Rican, because, right, well, first of all, are we truly,
Oh, pause.
oh,
Keep talking. Keep talking until you come back.
all right,
Okay,
am I back?
yep, you're back. Yep.
Okay. So are we messed up by, but by what measure, right? Because I think we really only focus on the negative. We rarely focus on the positive. However, right? Are we messed up? Right? Satanic panic.
Yeah.
Um, because we poked at the paranormal instead of praying. But both are a blind belief,
Yeah.
paranormal and religion and prayer. But again, prayer equals having enough conviction, enough belief and faith that they're going to work. And I believe that's exactly how, you know, a lot of times, if you don't believe in something, I've even heard this in religion, right? If people talk about the end of times, if you don't believe in the demons, you can't be hurt. But that I don't like. To me, then demons are not as strong as we give them credit for, if it only takes a non-belief to have them, right?
Yeah.
But why do we not have more paranormal experiences that are spoken about? Like, why is it such a niche conversation?
Because because until it gets changed, the paranormal is ruled by arrows and circles and viewers and bullshit. So when people consistently put online their views and their experiences and they get 2 likes and everyone else gets 20 million for talking to a demon, people just lose hope.
Oh, so there you go. We lose hope. We lose
Yeah.
hope in what though? Because if somebody gets the 20 million likes because they spoke about a demon, that does not take away from the
No.
calmer experience, right, of someone else. So
Right.
now we're talking about a conversation, but I go back to, if you walk down your street right now, if you walk down your street and physically knocked on doors and said, I have a couple questions for you, and they were willing to talk,
Right.
how many do you think would say, yes, I have experienced something I cannot explain? And how many would be like, I don't believe that, and no?
Oh hell, like I on the real note, and not even like a hypothetical, like I on my route, a lot of people know what I do for work, so I'll talk about it to an extent. But a lot of people on my route, like I've made friends with over the course of the past like 3 to 4 years, and they all know about my get haunted like my tattoo like on my arm, and I would safely say about like 10 to 20 people like every month will like yeah will either ask about it or be like, hey, since you're into the paranormal, I had something crazy happen like this weekend, or like,
Mhm,
oh, when I was a kid, this happened, or like
mhm.
my friend told me this and I didn't believe it, but what do you think? I get those conversations every month.
So, but that's 10 or 20 people a month. But when we think about where faith lies, and paranormal is not far off from actual faith and or religion, right? But we
Right.
separate the two. And I think this is where, and what I have, spent time working towards in conversations, and why, for me, it's always been the life, death, and paranormal, because it's a part of life. Death is a phase of life, right? It's so it's the faith in, like, why do we believe in the afterlife, or the ever, you know well, I guess they use the afterlife in, Christian speak. um
Yeah.
but it is not the same as paranormal. And we are talking about the very thing that religion speaks about, but we make it niche. So how do we cross that barrier? How does that barrier sort of lessen when we speak to people, and it's not, because I guess in paranormal we make it scary, right? In paranormal we make it's a ghost, it's haunting your house, it's knocking over pictures, it's stacking chairs, right? But the reality is that's not happening. That's not happening probably to anyone, and if it has, it's got to be under 1%.
Yeah.
And I'm
But no,
not looking
but not
to,
according to Zach Bagans. According to Zach Bagans, it's happening to everyone.
well, that's entertainment. And we know when we're speaking, right, when we're
Yeah.
speaking, we're not speaking of entertainment paranormal. And I think for most adults, that
Yeah.
probably follow us, follow this show, follow anything that we speak about, they have the gift of discernment. We're not
Yeah.
speaking to children, we're speaking to adults. And if an adult doesn't know at this point, if you're over the age of 20 and you
Yeah.
don't understand turning on a TV means you're watching entertainment, well, I guess nobody's ever talked to you about TV and movies, but almost every single person over the age of 20 understands. You turn on a television set, everything from news, reality television to, right, produced, everything is produced,
Yeah.
period, not authentic. I mean, you can even hear people talk about when they've taken their personal experiences on TV, producers, handlers of the show, what do they say? Can you make that sound a little scarier? Can you make that a little more interesting, right? So they're producing your experience. So why has the paranormal broken off of religion or faith or practices? So I guess that's why I kind of always say, is it the ghost we need? When something negative happens, do we need it to be a negative ghost experience and not something that we ourselves manifest?
Damn.
Oh, Rican was saying I had Satan static. That's why I got cut off. Like, does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm trying to process it all. I'm trying to process it all.
Does anybody else have anything to say? I'm just trying to keep a conversation going here, but I think this is the part that when, we often hear people talk about like what wrecks the paranormal. Oh, it's the fakers. Oh, it's the this. Oh, it's that. Okay, well, I got news for you. People fake religion all the time. It doesn't wreck religion.
Yeah.
I think what wrecks paranormal is that it has become entertainment and not about the experiences that we have when relationships transform from living to the afterlife, right? You didn't lose that person, the relationship transformed.
Yeah.
What does that mean? What does the transformation truly mean? And why do some people, and then like, why is it that Trevor's grandmother doesn't haunt the house, at the end of the street in some crazy small town, but somebody else's grandmother clearly always does? Like, it's storytelling that has been since the beginning of time, right?
Yeah.
And what is that storytelling truly meant to do? The fear of the afterlife, to hold it so the control is with the living, not with the dead, not a symbiotic relationship, which I believe life and death have one of the most beautiful symbiotic relationships, right?
Hmm.
Um, Rican said, I tried to talk to the Indians at White Hill. It did not go well. Um, so I often just wonder, like, and you know what, this is a perfect example, Rican. When we speak about, I feel like when we talk about the many different types of ghosts that can be out there, especially cultures of ghosts, I often feel like the Native American folklore, and beliefs and practices, like we have this, we're sort of held captive to the Native American folklore, and we have to be very respectful. And they have this control. But what about other groups of people? Other, from, it doesn't matter where they're from or who they were, but like, so who's controlling that narrative, right? Like,
I
who's controlling that narrative?
I think one of the big, I guess, scary or intimidating or popular factors behind the Indian lore of why like Indians are such a crazy energy to communicate with is because of the either folklore stories
Mhm.
or energies that they used to worship or summon or practice with, that like, because I've never once heard a story about hauntings and Indians where it didn't include some like burial ground entity elemental thing. Like I've never once heard a story about,
Well,
oh,
right, because
yeah,
go ahead.
like I've never
Okay,
once
but here's
heard.
the thing. But here's the thing, Trev. So we give Native Americans because they were so connected to the elements, but why do we not give the Finnish people, right? Or Irish people who also are highly, their folklore is connected to the earth elements, the elementals, forest energies. If you want to go into Finnish, you're talking the trolls, you're talking fairies, you're talking woodland spirits, ancient spirits, right? So why
Yeah,
do they not get the same sort of respect as
I
so this is where stories become very important because now stories are um okay, Stacey. um right, this is where stories take on a life of their own. And do we, because we've been conditioned, we believe the story has control over us, do we then manifest those stories to come to light? I'm just throwing questions out there. I have no answers on this because the reality is nobody actually, we can't know. We can't truly know. But what, weren't we all connected? Aren't we all connected to the earth's elements? Are we not all connected to ancient energies and generations? Aren't it, and especially when you have the belief in any religion, Christianity, Muslim,
yeah,
Judaism, Hinduism, they're all rooted in that.
yeah. I I
Oh,
don't know.
that's a good point, Regan. What if the people that stayed back and hunt didn't have faith? I
Weird.
mean, and maybe that accounts for some, right? Like, I don't know if anybody moves on. Like, I don't know. I don't think we have different levels of the house here, right? Maybe, but that's a very good point. If you don't have faith, but then if you don't have faith, let's see, how can I say this? If you don't have faith, well, there's some actually interesting studies about people who are agnostic or why can I not think of the other word? Oh my God,
Atheist?
atheist. Thank you. Word loss here. And how they don't have that same level of fear. They don't have that level of fear. But if they don't have a faith, then if it's only that ghost that move on, um, I guess how do I say this? Now there's Rican's got a lot of stuff going through my head now. How do we, okay, hold on. There's way too much going through my head right now.
Why
This this
why
this
why don't
show
you
is nuts for me.
spit out a few topics and I'll write them down.
Okay. I
All
guess
right.
if we're going to talk about if we don't have faith once we pass and that's why we haunt, then I guess that's proof of each faith, right? I guess we would have to say that. But
We
I don't know if faith can be exactly, I don't think we have the capabilities of wrapping our head around what truly is out there for us. So it's these broken up faiths that keep us grounded while we're alive. But because not all hauntings are negative, not all hauntings are sad, right?
right.
Right, Rican, and I agree. So here, Rican's saying the paranormal is proven because the Bible says we shouldn't communicate with the dead. But if you were to talk to so that's the Bible. But when you go into Hinduism, I am not well read on Muslim religion at all. But if you even go into any other religion, though, right, like that is that they completely and utterly worship the other side. They talk to the dead. Rob and I were just talking about that this morning. There are religions who dig up their dead every year to have dinner with them So that would then be saying only Christianity would be right, not the other religions, right?
Right.
And I'm not sure that religion gets broken up on the other side. That's when we're truly one people. And we're not people then, that's when we're truly one soul, right? Because that's where we truly are on a, we've stripped away all the things that make us different. And now we're pure
Yeah.
consciousness, pure energy. Stacy, this is where Stacy needs to pipe in
Yeah.
because I'm not good
So,
with all the religions. But I get what Rican's saying here.
yeah. Does I know this may be a hypothetical question to others, but does other religions like Hinduism and stuff like have like heaven or hell like up or down?
Well, Hinduism, as you know, they are definitely on the belief like Buddhism, many lives. You're constantly
Oh God.
reincarnated, constantly reincarnated. So you have karmic price tags to pay, right? In Hinduism and Buddhism. I can't
Okay.
speak on other ones, but I don't, even if like with the Catholic religion, right? I think you go into purgatory and then then other people on earth do prayers for you in order for you to get to heaven. These are the things I don't quite understand because I am not Catholic by practice. Um,
Gotcha. Then never mind. My theory is
well, what were
I'm
you going to
okay.
say?
Well, in theory,
Mm,
if Christianity, which Christianity, like it is a heaven and hell is up or down. But if Hinduism, or not just Hinduism, if any other
yeah.
religions out
Hmm.
there have like an up or down, a
Hmm.
directional base at like afterlife,
Hmm.
what if what if when they pass away, there is a spiritual
Hmm.
direction of which the energy goes? Which I guess is pretty much what Christianity is like trying to prove all this time, which they haven't yet. Is like whenever I die, I'm going to heaven. I'm going up. In theory, what if that is like is true for Christianity and any other religion that believes up is heaven and down is hell? What if
Hmm.
all the other the energies and spirits that we witness
Hmm.
aren't the conversation it like isn't? What if they're not religious? They
Hmm.
just simply aren't.
Well, I think the problem is I think when we use terms like up or down, heaven or hell, right? We think it's a destination
Yeah,
when consciousness would be more like a state of mind, right? Not
right. Which
an
is why like
actual,
yeah. Which is
yeah.
why
So,
whenever I say my theory of like, which I haven't built a theory, it's just a
mhm,
simple start of like
yeah.
the heaven or hell mindset. It's the same thing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I like this one too, because who's to say what we're and we don't. And Rican, that's I think this is what's so interesting. And I don't know if anybody on TikTok is listening. So Rican saying, who's to say that what we communicate with is just spirit, that there's other rabbit holes or other timelines and dimensions. And I think that is where, and thank you for saying that, Rican, that right there is the whole issue with the topic of paranormal is we have shrunk it down to such a minute conversation because what you see, at least on social media, what you see in the entertainment sect of this is right. Oh well, I'm going to X location and X spirit is there, and that's who I'm talking to. And the reality is that's just one thought and theory. We have no idea. And the fact that we purposefully go to these locations, we're in the mindset that we're going to communicate with the other side. Just because we think we're going to communicate with the other side, A, doesn't mean we're communicating with the spirit we think we are. And two, you're exactly right, Rican. How do we know that we're even talking to an afterlife and not a time slip, a time loop, a dimension? There is a million other probably theories. But I think this is where this is where I feel like that boundary of religion and paranormal, that barrier, right? Like we have shrunk it down to fit religious narrative and now paranormal narrative, and there could be a wider spectrum that we should be talking about. And I think this is where we get caught up in culture, right? Where we look back, because even if you look back at ancient Egypt, right, or um, I'm sure if you go back to, Roman times and like anything that you can start really going far back, it wasn't just, it was many gods, right? And if you really look at religion, this conversation was had too. If you look at religion, it's based in Greek mythology. So they start pulling from things in Greek mythology. So what are we really dealing with here? What have we been conditioned, and why are we putting the blinders on to shrink the conversation down? Who knows? We could be communicating with future selves, with past selves, with another timeline. I mean, I always loved when Dee Dee would talk about what if we're talking with people who are dreaming, who are traveling in dreams, right?
Oh,
And we
that's
think they're
good.
not dead, but it's the dream self. How do we know? We don't know. That's why I
And
think
these,
when we speak with such certainty about this stuff, it gets a little cringy because we're so certain, but should we be that certain about what we're communicating with? And it brings me back to, are we simply creating a narrative that we need, not one that is truly showing itself to us, but one that we need, that person that's experiencing it? Freaking good things that you're throwing out there for us.
and how is she doing? I haven't heard from her in a while.
Mhm. Um, Stacy saying, how do you tell the difference, or how you tell the differences in the question you ask? But Stace, if you're saying it's how it's in the difference in the questions you ask, but you mean to the other side? And do we truly interpret what the other side is saying, or is it what we need? Like, here's the thing: we can all walk into one location. Rob really should be joining this conversation. We could all walk in. We could, okay. I won't say we. Let's say there's 25 people, and we send them into one location, whatever that location is. Let's say it's Trans Allegheny. Okay, we'll just use that one.
Okay.
You're going to have 25 people with different childhoods, different cultures, different traditions, different practices, different religions, different traumas, right? Different
Hmm.
struggles, different losses, different education levels. We assume everybody that walks into said haunted location and communicates with a spirit is going to have the same experience, when we don't even experience the living life the same. So, do all those factors make a difference? And I'm not sure if how we ask questions, if that makes it become more clear what we're communicating with, well, then are we saying, is that it, like, to me, it would be more of a human nature thing, but I don't know that we would all know how to ask the same questions. No, you don't get there asking, do you know you're dead? I agree, and this does kind of go into the course, the power of the question, but that I don't know if the power of the question would give you insight to what Rican's saying. Because do we walk in going, well, I don't know, because we think we're going in to talk to a ghost. Are we going to open ourselves up to now when we go into Trans Allegheny? All right, is there a time loop here? Is there a dimension here that, this is not about the spirits of people who were at Trans Allegheny, but maybe this is a place where people come with such focus that now they can slip into another dimension, or right? Like, how do we, this would make investigating a much deeper subject
Yes.
instead of just recreation, right? Am I confusing tonight? I could be. I
No,
really don't feel great.
I just I'm thinking. I'm thinking about everything that you're saying, but as as I think I'm catching up, you just add more, which is not a bad thing. Let me reiterate that. Please keep going.
No, you're
Uh,
good. And I've been told I'm too wordy. But yes, Stacy, you're right. And it is right that we ask things that are personal to us. We're looking for that connection. We're looking for that thing that's recognizable, right? And I think for Rican, when we talk about going into other rabbit holes, that's just not recognizable to us, right? It just isn't. So I'm not sure many people, I don't think we often don't latch on to what makes us uncomfortable. We latch on to what makes us comfortable. Even if it's scary, right? It's still something you know. Trevor's looking at his phone. He might be. Um,
I'm looking at TikTok, yeah.
Also, you can go to a documented haunted location where the answers don't make sense because you brought someone with you.
So
Absolutely, Rican.
if you guys are curious,
Absolutely.
this is what TikTok is.
Hi, TikTok. And yeah, Rican, we all hate that question. Like, do you know you're dead is one of the saddest questions. We just talked about this on the Power of the Question with school at Get Haunted University. Um, if you had a moment to truly connect with the other side, is the thing you really want to know? Is that really the question? If you only got, I said it kind of equated to a genie. Let's say you only had three questions that you were able to ask the other side and you connected with the other side. Do you really want to waste one of the three on, do you know you're dead? Aren't there three better questions that might really truly help the living understand the other side more than, and I would think if they're pure consciousness, they must roll their eyes and go, "Oh my God,
Yeah.
like this cannot be the question you're asking me right now,"
See,
because they could be more alive than dead at that point.
yeah. And one question that
Big go.
which I'm guilty of saying this too in the past. I haven't asked
Mhm,
it in a long time because I'm like,
mhm.
why did I ask this? Like, and I've seen investigators ask this question 20 minutes into a investigation, but do this or say this or let me know this and I'll leave you alone and I'll just leave. I'm like, we drove 6 hours. We were
Yeah,
20 minutes into this
yeah. Prove
investigation. We're
yourself, and
not
I'll get
leaving.
out of here.
It's like I ain't fucking leaving. The fuck you talking about?
Right, right. And I agree,
But
Rican, here. I don't think the answer because there is no death. Right. And death. So again, we're coming to this topic from our limited capability of knowledge. Even the smartest of smart scientists can't, they even know space, rocket science, whatever. They all know that they only can conceptualize what they can because the universe is that big and you cannot know past what you know. You just can't. So we're running around there acting as if we have the answers and we know what the other side does and we know what death means and what it means to them when, no offense, a majority of us are having a hard time figuring out our living life. Okay. So I highly doubt when we get to a higher state of consciousness, suddenly, everybody with a YouTube channel has all the answers. This is where it's like discernment needs to step in, common sense needs to step in,
yeah,
humbleness needs to step in, and we need to take a knee here and be like, okay, like I need to humble myself to something that is much bigger and is a lesson for us all.
it's crazy how much power a red arrow holds.
What's that? What's that? A red arrow? Oh, for pointing
Like
to something?
like evidence in the YouTube video. It's like, oh, you
Hmm.
could point a red arrow at anything and
Hmm.
say ghost or demon.
Hmm.
Millions of views. And the thing is Yeah, you're probably gonna get comments saying yes or no, but the audience is what confirms that. Like, I could easily, and this sucks, and this is the sucky ass part of this, is that I could easily have 1 million subscribers on YouTube.
Mhm.
Go into a investigation, record for 10 hours, have an hour-long video,
Mhm.
knowing in my soul I did not capture shit. Dead night, no pun intended. And I could still find a random thumbnail, throw a random arrow in the corner top right of the screen and write ghost caught on camera. And I guarantee you, right or not, bullshit or not, 800,000 of those million subs will believe me.
Well, you're going to
Eh,
have some that come on there believing, and you're going to have some that are just waiting in the corner to tell you you're full of shit. I mean, that's
Yeah,
the name of the game when it comes to, but that's
and
what's sad because TikTok, YouTube, Facebook is not the sum of the afterlife. It's just not.
no, yeah. I just wish more people, and not even seeing that as the entertainment aspect. Like, I wish that people could call that shit out more. I guess is what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to like put it more into nice terms, but I mean, I guess that's the nice terms I can really put it into. It's kind of like, in a weird sense, it's kind of like reading like fake news or news that's like
Mhm.
embellished. I'm like, if you want to watch if you want to create ghost entertainment, I wish there was like a tag on it that says like entertainment purposes only. Do your research, because there's been countless people that have came to me during events or paracons or what have you that like have like asked me, oh, what's your favorite content creator or what's your favorite TV show? And I'm honest, I'm like, I haven't watched those in years because I don't see that as real evidence. And then they'll get mad at me. Instead of being like, I get it, but what if certain parts of this is true? I'm like, how they present it. I don't care
Mhm.
what they captured, how they present it to me is not true to me. And then they'll
Why
argue.
do
I'm
you
like,
care? I came in because we got to have this talk. Hi,
what talk?
Sarah.
Oh,
Did
Sarah
I
left.
did I shut Sarah down?
There you go.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
He said he wanted to have a talk and he booted me off.
I didn't mean that. Um, why do you care what YouTubers do?
I just it's not that I care. It's like when I guess I care more about how like the channels put themselves out to be perceived. It's like if you want to create content that's entertainment based, then do it. Cool, I've nothing against
Well,
that.
I
But
mean,
a lot of
look, I don't watch. And the reason I'm talking or even came in is because I got it. I had a conversation going today on my page about my paraunity thing, which isn't real either. Um, but I don't ever recall watching one of these channels, and I don't watch them. So maybe you can enlighten me. But do they come in and say that they are the authority and that this is real and that this is guaranteed, or is it all in the nuances of the thumbnails? Because I see you're irritated by it, and I, I want to understand it because it doesn't
it's
bother me.
from what I've gathered throughout the years and accidentally dipping my toes in it because of the viral moment that I had years and years and years ago, is that the content creators, just in general, that have a lot of subscribers, they have learned that they don't have to publicly say, I'm right, because they've learned that the numbers say everything. Because once you
Right.
post a video claiming that you caught a ghost or what have you, um, they see that uh, the loyal fans the subscribers, the diehards of the channel, no matter if what you caught is true or not, the fans will be a fan till the day they die
Okay.
and take that video and confirm it as true in their own minds, and then it's almost like the belief of what we were talking about earlier
The
with belief.
egregore thing. I hear you.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. So this is my possessed demonic mask right now. Everybody that's all 6 people that are watching this believe it, and this goes viral, right?
right.
Um, I talk about all the powers it has, and people freak out, and then it goes viral. People watch it and start passing out. Is it like who are we blaming at that point, right? So
Yeah,
Sarah says it all the time. What? And she muted herself. I don't know why. Sarah, you're muted. Just so you know.
Because I was coughing.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I just don't look. I have always seen them for what I think they are, right? And as we've said, entertainment. I think some of them are serious. I think some of them are not. Um, so I don't understand why people get so mad at the content creators. Is this come from a point of, well, I wish a million people were watching me? Or does it come from the standpoint of they think they're hurting the community? And if they are, I need to understand this, because this came up today about, orb pictures.
mhm,
Um, and people get really bent out of shape over orb pictures. For I don't know why. I don't feel like it hurts the community or the legitimacy of the paranormal. Said it today. It's not the orb pictures, it's the actual community itself that tarnishes the image of the community by acting the fool, right? If you're going to hate whoever, Sam and Colby or Twin Paranormal for whatever reason, and you create these shitty, streams about them, I still don't understand who those people, who the content creators are hurting, because I don't think that's what makes. I have never, in all of our investigations and all the people that have bought tickets and come to our events, nobody ever showed up, not once, going, I learned this from Sam and Colby.
fair enough.
Not one. Not
Gotcha.
one ever. And even if they did, so like, I just don't understand where this
That's fair.
outrage comes from.
I, it's not necessarily outrage. I'm not mad.
No, you brought
That's
it
how
up
it
like
came.
5 times. So I'm asking you because you're my
If it
boy.
came off, if it came off as mad or irritated, I'm
I'm not
not.
saying mad, but you spoke about the red arrows a couple times. You spoke
Yeah,
about, what they create. Like, that's on them. If I got fishing wire behind me and shit's floating around, right, and I'm not charging for it, I'm not saying it's somebody's,
yeah,
their house is dangerous. I understand where deception and fraud comes in, where those things need
right.
to be addressed. But if I'm over here like just, making teddy bears and people think they're haunted, that's on the person.
Yeah,
Sarah, why'd you go quiet? I need your voice.
Well, you because you were speaking, but I think I wanna say something, and I think where Trevor brought up the red arrow a couple times, and what we were speaking about, right, is we were discussing the ghost that we need,
Yeah.
and that is another course, right? We have those. This is the demon we need. This is the ghost we want, right? We place these things out there. We suggest what paranormal is, and I think Rican brought up such a good point. And Rob, I don't know how much of the show you heard before you popped on, but
All
she
of it.
brought up such a good point on how do we know we're talking to a spirit and not
Right.
another rabbit hole, right? Another dimension, another whatever. So, and like we're just kind of talking about the fact that, right, there are people, if we're talking about paranormal, I think we have really shrunk the conversation down to something very small. And I think that's another reason why Trevor brought up the red arrows, right? And
No, I know.
I,
I was paying attention, but this is something Trevor's landed back on, right?
Yeah.
Also, real evidence is going to be debunked because YouTube is primarily an entertainment platform, correct?
Mhm.
Right? So, and Rican's from the school of you do you boo, and how crazy is it that people debunk?
Oh my God, there should be a school called that. You do you, boo.
Yeah, and also, and you actually landed on another point that I made, right, or tried to make today, is that you just cannot debunk somebody's experience. You can't. You can debunk a video, but you're already kind of two iterations in. You're debunking a video, right? So now you're on second generation there. You cannot debunk somebody's experience. You can debunk, fakery and whatnot. But the point I made, and something Sarah has said many times about the orb pictures, right, is can't 100% prove it's dust either, right? So I don't understand why people get so twisted over dust pictures or orb pictures or whatever they are. The fact that somebody felt compelled to take a photo in that moment, and if they want to think it's grandma, then let them think it's grandma. If that does something for them, then
Well,
like, who the
how do
fuck
we
are we?
know in that picture of dust, when we see multiple orbs, who's to say that in a multi-orb picture that one orb hiding in the dust isn't truly an
Yeah,
orb? I think this is where the certainty of people's opinions, and that's all they are,
yeah.
opinions.
And even beyond that,
Um,
what if there's something in that photo we're just not seeing, right?
mhm.
Um, so the whole thing to me is it's kind of a lot, but that's why we're building school, right? It's where paranormal reset's coming from. Like, man, they can have YouTube, they can have Facebook, and they can all fight about what's real and what's not real. What you can never do is take away somebody's experience. You just can't. And there's no way to debunk it, and there's no way to prove it right or wrong or real or fake. It's just what it is. So, but eventually, right? That it's coming to the point where all the paranormal investigators that are in it for the right reason. I'm like, you guys, when are you going to start going to grade schools and telling kids Santa is not real? Like, when does this shit end?
Well, what's
Um,
the right reason?
well, I don't know, but I've seen that so many times lately. The right reasons are if you're doing it for research and you're not making money and you're just a philanthropist and you want to advance the field and stop thinking about old school things. Listen, there has been no progress made, folks. That's just what it is. Um, and maybe we're never supposed to know. The only thing anybody's ever proven is that the paranormal or things unusual like the paranormal fall outside of our current equipment. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. So just
Well,
because you can't measure something doesn't mean it's not real.
I'm just curious, priests and pastors and ministers are often making money and or given beautiful gifts. I've seen priests given cars. I've
Oh
seen
yeah.
priests taken out to beautiful meals. So if you're doing it for charitable reasons, so you can't make anything in order for it to be real, because if you believe in what your priest is telling you, I promise your priest is getting
Oh
gifts.
shit. Hey, we're both ordained. We might as well turn this into a nonprofit at this point. Fucking A. Enrique's absolutely right. No, we can't prove what the paranormal is. I stopped trying to prove it because it
Yeah.
doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter to me who believes in it or not.
Mhm.
And I've sold plenty of tickets to people that don't believe in it and they show up. And as long as they're somewhat open minded, they leave and they go, you know what? There's some weird shit happened tonight. Like, I'm going to have to rethink. And then others we fully converted. Others have left halfway through because they're just like, yeah, it's fucking not working for me. And that's okay too. That's called life and all kinds of different things about being, being able to do things you like or you don't have to like everything. But tearing
Mhm.
other people down and beating them up for it, That part's not cool. And then being mad at YouTubers who have figured out a formula. Let's be honest, they figured out a formula. There are YouTubers that live 10 times fucking better than most of us put together because they figured out a formula. And I'm not going to knock them for that. I can't. As long as they're not, complete and total frauds. Correct. It's an observation. If we look at, especially, so you got the United States and England, which do have very different viewpoints on the paranormal. But then you go to the rest of the world where paranormal, and the paranormal, that word didn't even start until the 1920s, right? If we look into African nations, like spiritualism and spirit, that shit's been around forever and is an expected part of daily life all over the world. But somehow America and England have it fucking locked down and figured out. No.
Mm-hmm. But I think that's where, we've shrunk down the conversation because it's no longer about the possibilities and what the afterlife is and how it interacts with us and affects our daily life. It is about the person who is selling it, right? It's the person, it's their opinions that have become more important than the experiences. It's their production that has become more important. And we're seeing this where now paranormal has been broken down to, oh, if you use AI, you're suddenly, you're a
You're
horrible
lazy.
person. You're
You're
lazy, you're horrible. How could you, I'm not coming to your event. And that's fine because there's nothing when you come to a get haunted experience, the reality is you're coming in there for the experience of paranormal, period. And that's meeting people, it's hearing differences of opinions, it's challenging your beliefs, it's challenging your fear, it's going to a historical location. There's so much more to it
Oh
than
God, yeah.
what you think. And, it's a sad state of, you can't turn YouTube on and or social media platform on without watching everybody bitching about somebody else's brand instead of what the hell happens to us and what are we really truly experiencing? What could the possibilities be? And how does this affect our daily life? We've erased it. We've erased the beauty of the unknown, of the uncomfortable, and we've made it something. I don't even know what we've made it, but
Yeah, no, it's a little bit of a circus at the moment. Rican, do you think naysayers that investigate get less? Yeah, I do actually.
Yeah.
For a lot of different reasons, right? As Stacy pointed out, it is an observational thing. You do have to be there, and which is why I think our Veil Method events, which force you to just pay attention, and our Inner Eye series really I was talking to two of the girls. It cracks you open, right? It gets you thinking and looking and in the moment. The naysayers that actually go out and do it. Look, here's the truth. Okay, you are not neutral. You're not neutral if you consider yourself or call yourself a debunker and you investigate. You are already going in with the intent to debunk something. That's just how it works. It's how the brain works. It's how the mind works. Don't let any one of them tell you, oh, I can be absolutely neutral. They can't. It's also why you really don't see videos that they say, you know what, I watched this video and I can't find anything. This might be paranormal. Someone point me to one, please, because I've never seen it. There's no fair and balanced. But the people that do come in to events or on an investigation that don't want to believe it probably are not going to allow it to be observed. Your brain is turning that shit off.
well, I would
And
like to respectfully disagree with you because I think that is too broad of a statement.
it was a broad statement. You're correct. Thank you
I
for
do believe
respectfully disagreeing.
I do think that there are naysayers out there that absolutely have no belief in any kind of connection with the afterlife, but when asked directly, they always share an experience. They may not call it
Good
that.
point.
And we've also had people who didn't want to come in believing at all because they were dragged there by a friend, a spouse, a girlfriend, boyfriend, and they walked out going, "Oh my God."
Well,
So, right.
yeah. I wasn't saying definitively, right? And then there's that. I can't remember the term. I told you about this. Like the parapsychologists that over time, So what's the shift called? God, I'm having word loss, it's killing me. Um, with the different archetypes, right? The people that are really strictly stuck on yes, no, hi, Micah. Um, in one mindset and less open, eventually, a lot of them eventually will shift over. They just won't talk about it because some of them are published, whatever, right? And they'd have to break the character they've created for so many years. Um, you know, there's here's one doc I had. So look, in the United States alone, right? 72% of people believe in God or a higher power, yet 60% of them say they have had a paranormal experience. Um, and those two things don't always go hand in hand, right? We're number 8 in the world um, in terms of surveyed countries on belief in supernatural spirits, angels, demons, fairies, ghosts. U.S. and Great Britain land on opposite sides of the global average, and neither sits with the other. So kind of pulling my point together. South Africa, 25%, 75% of the people believe. Turkey, Colombia, Brazil. So there's a very, very cultural thing. And then when you get into the highly Christian or Catholic countries, it starts to shift a little bit. It's very interesting.
But that kind of goes back to what I said at the very beginning for Trevor when we were doing the whiteboard, right? Is do we manifest this, right? It's like telling somebody who believes they witnessed a miracle that it wasn't a miracle. In their mind, that is what it truly is. And who are we to say that it wasn't?
I mean, in a literal term, if it was right, wouldn't that be considered
Right.
paranormal?
Well, I don't know, because I think, like you said, this word is fairly new word, and it doesn't even mean the same thing that it probably meant in the 1920s.
Does anybody? So it is strange having no video of Sarah. I think I'm paying more attention to her words and the way she says certain words. Anybody else noticing that?
Oh, what am I saying?
Nothing. I'll tell you later. It's funny. It's not
Oh
bad.
God, am I saying it wrong? What am I
No,
saying?
No, no, no,
you're
no,
not
no.
saying things wrong. There's just ways you say certain things that I have never noticed before because I'm too busy, you know,
What, my bright light
looking
of
at you. Yeah, your glowy, salt lamp.
it's
All
not a
right,
salt lamp. It's
all right,
a golden
a
hour
salt
lamp.
lamp. Um, so I came on just to yell at you about this YouTube thing. Let them do their go. They go do. Let them go do their thing. It shouldn't bug
I,
you.
no, no, no.
You just need
I
to do
think,
something better.
I mean, yeah, that's probably right. I just don't care about views. But I think I was ranting to the point to where I think I was digging deep in what I felt years and years ago. But to clarify that more, what you said about like, are you mad at how they do it, or are you mad at the people that try to push the deceit and lies and don't care? I'm more, I was more on that topic of like, not that I can do anything about it, not that I'm going to stop it, not that my voice towards that is going to do shit about it. But I was more or less just ranting about like the deceit,
I know.
the lies, the people that don't care.
I know. I have
Right.
to come on and school you real quick.
Hmm.
Okay. And I needed. I know the world has been jonesing to see my face again.
That's right. They're like, where did you go? Well,
Yeah.
Trevor, I keep telling everybody on the side, Trev needs somebody to come on and help because he's looking at TikTok, he's looking at StreamYard, he's trying to get stuff on the whiteboard and look at comments. And it would be great to have the many beautiful voices and the diversity of beliefs and experiences come on and work with Trev because that's what this whiteboard is all about. It is about putting something out there that maybe somebody else has never considered, and when we can just talk about it,
Yeah.
just
So now
talk.
I got a question. So you can't have like another monitor in front of next to this monitor that you're staring at right now for your tickies?
Let me just show you what I'm looking at, just
No.
see if that
Let me
answers
s-
your
It's a
question.
yes no question.
TikTok would be up
Okay.
there.
Yeah, I know. That's my point. Why don't you have another monitor right next to that one? And
I
then
could.
Okay, that
you could
I got a
extend your
T.
desktop over.
I got a TV. Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah, do that. Then you're not like looking up
but it's
and
still a lot. It's still a lot to
I
manage,
know,
you
Sarah. I
know.
wasn't saying that was a solution, but it would be nice for him.
Yeah. Um,
Okay.
Okay.
but I do
Okay.
need to.
All right. Can I be done?
Yes, I'm done ranting about views and YouTubers.
Sarah was sick. I asked her to do a show later because I want to talk about the paranormal reset, but she's like, I'm sick.
I love how he makes everybody sound like that. First of all, I've been napping and I came on to support Trevor's show because
Right.
I think this is such a beautiful concept. I
What about
truly
my show?
believe in what he's doing.
She wanted to
And
support you, Trev, but not me.
oh, I'm gonna kick your ass. You know
No,
what?
you're not. You've said that for 5 years now. You haven't kicked anything.
So the
Right?
reality is what you and I want to go on about. I mean, if you want to go on later, this is what you're gonna get.
Nah.
We're already at an hour and 26, so if you want to go live and like 25, you know that's fine. I don't plan to go longer.
It does look like a halo. I know.
Well, also not possible
What
because
you
you
can't go on half an hour?
yeah. And listen, if I got to see Icy Spirits Saturday or Friday. Was this? Yeah, Friday I saw Icy.
It was Friday, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you,
She was
Icy.
lucky to see me.
Um,
It was a nice surprise for her
Was that at the Shanley?
at the Shanley. Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
boxers are briefs. Stacy must know what you wear, Rob. He can't get it out of his head
When did he ask that question?
earlier.
Like like half an hour ago.
What do I wear?
Yeah. You were boxers or briefs, Rob? The world needs to know.
Oh, is that where the commando comment came from?
Yes, yes. That's
Yeah.
why Rico said that. Rico.
Oh, yeah. I'm sort of hybrid, boxer
How,
briefs.
is
I
there
wear
a
crotchless boxer briefs
Oh
is that
God.
like
with
the
the thong in
opposite
the
of
back.
is that like the opposite of like a banana hammock?
Kinda, yeah. So, but the back is definitely thonged out, and then yeah. So I do everything at once. All right, Stace. I'll send you a picture later.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if we got far into, but I do love that Rican had some really interesting
Yeah,
thoughts and concepts here to build on. Um, and we are going to be doing something over on school. So if you guys haven't checked out Get Haunted University, Trevor does have that scrolling on the bottom there.
Yeah. Go join
Um,
up.
join up because that is where our conversations are going to be truly growing because of each of you. And I think this show is such a good stepping stone, Trevor. I always appreciate it.
of
It's
course.
a great way to get the week kicked off and to step outside of the really small. I guess I don't know if I've really ever realized just how small of a conversation the paranormal is until the whiteboard happened because it's like, people are afraid to put some of that stuff out there and they shouldn't be because why is that any nuttier or unbelievable than anything else that people are putting out there?
Seriously, bruh.
And eventually, if probably next week or the week after, whenever we have time, we can do that after party on school with the whiteboard stuff too.
Yeah, be
Yeah,
fun.
we got
It'll
some
be
new
fun.
schoolmates today.
Guess some what? School what?
New school people. Okay,
Oh, gotcha.
He said
Nice.
schoolmate. Yeah.
that's what I said. But he struggled with it.
I stutter both ear and mouth, so sometimes it's hard to hear.
Hello, Nikki. Saying good morning to everybody. I don't know where Nikki is, but
Good morning,
saying
Nikki.
good
Good
morning to
morning.
everybody.
Is it morning in like
So, Nikki, if it's morning, I'm guessing you're
Australia?
somewhere that's not close to us.
Probably the West Coast.
Wisconsin? What Wisconsin? No, yeah, I don't know why. It sounded funnier in my head. I probably should. I fuck it. Anyway.
All right, I'm done with this conversation. I gotta go
All
change
right.
my. I gotta do thing. I gotta make coffee. I need coffee right now.
7:38.
Yeah, I can drink
Thank
coffee
you,
at 10
Micah.
o'clock and go straight
And
to
I'm
bed.
glad. I'm glad, Regan. I'm glad that you like this. It's just great to hear everybody else's voice. You know, this is not paranormal is not for one person at the microphone. This is for
No,
everybody to take their turn. And that's what we have always fought for.
And what I may do, one little thing.
what I do.
What did you do? You probably didn't hear a thing I think I just said. But what I may do for the whiteboard stream too, I'm gonna have to figure out like how to rearrange it fast. But I may bring a table out here in the middle of like in my room, so I can have all the
Oh,
tripods, laptops, and everything all facing me, so that way I don't have to get up and have multiple cameras. So I have instead of having one camera that faces me and one camera that faces the board, and having to waste an extra
hey,
camera.
you're starting to sound like a YouTuber, man. Like, better knock it off.
If I have one camera facing everything from the center of the room, I could have one extra camera for something else. That means less eyes on stuff.
Yeah,
And
I just need you to get rid of the Halo thing. That drives me nuts.
yeah, yeah, it drives me nuts too. I just don't know how else to like. Is this
Well,
bright
figure it
enough?
out. No, we don't need it. We don't need to see it happen live. Um,
Is that
you,
better?
Yeah. I mean, can see it, but
yeah,
Okay.
you can see it. What are the stripes on that? Where'd those come from?
it's
Stripes
tape.
are the
Tape?
overlays of the. There's the stripes are overlays of the whiteboard tape.
Remember, he's using tape, not an actual whiteboard.
Yeah, that's right. You taped it to the wall. Like,
Because I did my best. I had to throw away two long strips because I spent like half an hour trying to tape and line it up and get it exactly right, and it wasn't worth the hassle, so I just overlaid them.
All right. Well, they don't need to all listen to
yeah,
how you're
nobody
going
nobody
to.
cares.
Well,
They're
that's
all
not
here. They
true.
just want to see my uh,
Uh-huh.
a
Uh-huh.
rounded whiteboard.
A
Wow.
rounded.
Rounded.
What the hell's a
I don't even know
rounded
what that means. A
whiteboard?
round whiteboard? Would that
Is
be a
that a
round
thing?
board?
I don't know. Is that a thing? Maybe you should make that a thing.
Rounded. I can't spell rounded. Get rounded whiteboard. I
All right.
never even heard of that.
Can we be done?
Yeah, sure. I'll do the outro. Build your own whiteboard. I want to make a pentagonal one. Oh shit, there is a rounded one.
There you go.
Look at that. Well, that's not really round.
Well, that it's rounded. That's
Yeah, but
It's
that's.
like a half circle.
Oh, I see. I see what you're saying. Yeah, order that. It's probably like 6,000.
Probably.
Get it.
The it doesn't have one for sale, I'm guessing. Oh, here, no.
if
And
you
what?
have to
And
ask, it's too much.
Stacy, if
Yeah.
you're still here, we're gonna have our Nganga off one day.
There you go.
Nganga.
Nganga? What's that?
We're gonna have our Nganga off.
Mhm.
What's Nganga?
Don't worry about it. It'll make sense.
I'm
Yeah, it's
looking it up.
curved. I think curved is a better. Round is more of a perimeter type thing, and curved. Well, I guess that's perimeter too. It doesn't matter. Okay.
Mhm.
Oh,
All right.
Rican
looked
just
it up.
invented a
Gotcha.
round board.
Fair enough. All right. I'll just. Are you guys going live later or no?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I need to be better
No, we're
rested.
not. I'm spanking my monkey right now.
On that
All right,
note, I think
he's done. He's done.
All right, everyone. That's for for what we had. That was a beautiful time. So thank you to Micah, Rican, Stacy, Rob, and his monkey spankings, and Sarah for joining us, and Icy. I can't forget Icy.
Icy, Icy,
I can't forget Icy. I'm scrolling
Stacy.
up, so I saw her name late. But thank you all for joining. Rob's still going to town. That's probably a bad choice of words. Um. Anyway, thank you all for joining. Don't forget to join school, YouTuber school. Where? Where for what?
All right, everybody.
I'm lost. YouTube and school, fuck it. But join school. School is more important. Um, but don't forget to join school.com/gethunteduniversity. Links scrolling up to the bottom of the screen if you're unsure. Um, is there an event next weekend that I forgot about that
No,
we need to
No,
there's
promote?
nothing happening ever.
there's no event. No
Stop.
event.
Okay. Well, thank you all. Have a good night. Sleep well. Don't be a dick, and love you all.
Love y'all.
Peace.
Peace.
Bye.
Goodbye.